Hi everybody, it's Sonia, Sonia K Creations. Hope you're having a great night. Alex is very giggly today, so I'm sure you'll hear him. There he goes. If you're watching on the replay, let me know that you're watching. And we're going to be doing 3 projects. I don't think any of them will take super long time, so hopefully. But if not, you can fast forward if I'm taking too long. So I couldn't decide. I had 3 things I kind of wanted to do, but none of them were that detailed. So anyway, so we're going to be using some Dollar Tree stuff, some IOD stuff, some Chalk Couture, some stuff that somebody gave me. So make sure you sprinkle and all that stuff. It's not very yeah, that's better. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So I have this piece of wood that somebody in my church gave them to my husband, and they were left in their house, I think, when they moved in. So I have other wood in our shed too, but this was in the house, so that's what we're using. So we're gonna start by I kind of sanded it up and cleaned it because it was really dirty. I think we're gonna use this side, and we're gonna use Celery by Waverly, and my plan is that I'm not gonna I'm gonna do a really kind of a messy coat, not quite go all to the edges, and then make it really look like really distressed. So we'll see. So kind of just as I get close to the edge, just kind of not go off, not as dark on the edges. I still might put 2 coats just because I don't like the brush strokes, but I don't know. I might end up doing the whole thing. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's kind of what I wanted to do, so we'll see what it looks like when I get it done. It's putting too much paint, but I can also sand a lot of it off. It looks kind of like a mess right now, but I think it'll be okay. So that's kind of how we're going to leave it for the first coat. We're going to let that dry while we work on something else, and then we'll add another coat, and then we'll sand it a lot. So the first project is going to be actually really simple. Hi Diane and Pam and Judy and Jeanette and Tammy. Thanks for sprinkling. Yeah, make sure you sprinkle. It's going to be a Chalk Couture one. It's one I wanted to put up in my house, and I haven't got it done. So I don't think this one's on sale right now, but we have a ton of sales right now, but this one says fresh lemons. It has lemons. It says finest quality tree ripened lemons, 100% natural. So we're gonna do something super easy with this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fuzz it a lot. That's just, oops, there goes my, that's just, I haven't done Chalk Couture in a while, but there's a ton of good sales, and we're gonna be having new autumn transfers pretty soon. But anyway, so just go check out the sales. There's a lot of good ones. This one's that I put the link to these products in my description and to my site. So we're going to be doing this on paper. So when you use paper, you kind of really want to make sure it's good and fuzzed. So I just have a piece of cardstock, but if you had like linen type paper or artist paper, that might be even better. I think this is pretty good and fuzzed. That just means make it less sticky. But I got lots of gunk all over my thing like normal. Okay. I don't think it'll stick. You could wax your paper, but I'm just gonna go for it. So I'm just gonna take this, and I just wanted mine to be black, but you could add all kinds of colors. I'm gonna put this down fairly low because you'll see what we're gonna do with it. Okay, I'm not going to press it down super hard everywhere, just make sure the part that I'm going to chalk on is pressed down. So I'm just going to use black. I could use yellow on the lemons. I did buy some lemon yellow, but should I do yellow? Maybe I will. I don't know. I'm not sure. I kind of wanted to do it all black. think I'm gonna do it all black because I'm gonna put it next to stuff in my house with lots of yellow already. So, but you could use. So this should be really fast. It takes longer to get it set up than it does to actually do it. And these are reusable. Yes, they can be expensive, but you get a lot of wear out of them. And right now you can find so many, like the other thing we're going to be using from Chalk Couture tonight is 60% off. It's really dirt cheap right now, especially if you're a designer or a Perks member. So if you want to know how to do that, be that, and save 30 or 40%, just let me know. There's no minimum you have to sell or buy anymore, so it's just a good way to, and it really doesn't cost you anything because either as a designer or a Perks member, you get costs $20 to be in the program, but you get $20 in designer credit or Perks member credit. I can't remember what they call that, each month. So you get it back, so you just get to spend it. Okay, I think I got all this. You want to go fairly quickly because you don't want it to dry in the transfer. This is the best part. They call this the peel and reveal. And if you didn't get it good, you can lay it back down. This is supposed to be kind of distressed, and that's how I wanted it anyway. So it's perfect. When you wash these and reuse them over and over. And they're much easier than stencils if you've never used one before. I mean, that's just on a piece of paper. How pretty is that? Hi Lisa. Hi Amanda. Hi Carol. So let's dry that, and then you'll see what an easy project this is that we're doing. And this will be our first of 3 projects, but because this one was so simple and the rest are fairly simple too. I forgot, we were supposed to paint a block for our first project, so we'll have to do that when we go back. Okay, probably dry enough. So, don't want it to. So this is the other thing I was talking about. You can buy this, Chalk Couture sells other things besides transfer. So this is called a magnetic something, I can't remember, but I've linked it in the description. But it's one of these magnetic things. And you could use you could glue like 2, if you don't want to buy this, you could also glue paint sticks together or something, but this is nice because you don't have to commit to it all the time. So, and it comes with just those 2 pieces, and it has where you can hang it on the back, or it comes with a piece of string, or you can use whatever string you want. Well, I couldn't really decide what color string I wanted, but because it's not, you don't have to commit to it. I can always take this off, but I'll show you how it works. So you put that down. Well, actually, it gives you these little lines to put the strings in, but I don't know if that's really necessary, but because you could just put it really anywhere you want, but like I said, you can just take it off and then use it, you know, put different pictures all the time. And since you're just using a piece of paper, it's like, it doesn't really cost you anything. The hardest part is making sure you got your picture in there straight. Tomorrow's my husband and I's anniversary. 32 years, can you believe that? All right. So I put it in there. That's so cute. But I'm going to cut off those extra pieces. Probably should have just made sure they didn't stick out. I might be able to just pull them up a little bit. Let's see if I can pull it up with it close. Oh yeah, easily. There we go. So that's the first one. How cute is that? It just took like literally seconds, but you could hang, well, you gotta make sure you got it in there good, so we'll just do that. But like you could put material in there, you could do whatever. So how cute is that? Thanks for the happy anniversaries. So I love that. I'm probably gonna hang this on my plate or my peg rack because I kind of wanted something that said something about lemons. I try not to put a ton of what's the word? A ton of word signs anymore because you know they're kind of out. And I don't even go by trends, but I just kind of over them because I did them so much for a while. But I like having a few. So that's cute. Alright, so that's the first project. If I had somewhere to hang it, I'd hang it, but I don't know where there's anywhere. I could hang it on something like this. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so then we're going to go back to our other project. So this is what we did. We had just put this really messy coat. But I also had this piece of wood that I had from Dollar Tree, and I meant to paint that. And I'm going to put a full coat on that. It had stain on it already, and that's fine. But we're going to paint it. Well, we might do it kind of messy on this one too. Not cover it completely. I'm going to leave the one edge that, this part, this back part, I'm going to leave that unpainted. I forgot to put a lot on my brush. That's okay. Okay, so there's that. Let's put that right there. All right, let's go back to this. It's pretty much dry already, so we're gonna add a second coat, just because I don't want those brush marks. But like I said, we're gonna try to make it look like the paint is kind of going away. I'm not putting a ton of paint. Second coat. Okay, so you can see it's kind of like that. My shelf was pretty. I took off a lot of stuff. I have a lot of it sitting over here because I need another tote to put it away. So I'm saving a lot of it for selling at bazaars and stuff. But I'm out of room where to put it right now. But it was looking a little too full for my taste. I feel like I need a little more down here. Actually, we can let this dry on its own because we'll do all three kind of the next. We'll do the other two kind of together. We already finished one project, but let's just let this dry on its own. Now this other one I painted ahead of time because it took a lot of coats, but this is just a cake pan from the Dollar Tree, and it comes in that silver, just cheap metal. But if you have any kind of pan, it would work. But I painted it white all on the inside and then on the outside, on the back. But what we're going to do now is we're going to try to make this look like enamel. So I'm going to take whatever black paint you have, but I'm taking what I have, which is Folk Art Rich Black. And we're just going to, okay.
That's from Cindy, huh?
Yeah.
You should mention that she's not watching.
Yeah, if Cindy's watching from our church, she's the one who gave me the wood. Anyway, I'm going to take the black and I'm going to paint this on here, make it look like enamel, hopefully. This has a little bit big edge, so I don't know how good it's going to look, but we're going to go for it. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you'll see when you paint and like making it look like enamel, you can go back and make little spots that look like, you know, the enamel chipped or whatever. I haven't done this in a long time, and I've also never done it with such a big edge, like this big edge down here. But that's okay. I never think this is going to look good at first, but it always ends up looking okay. My paint, I didn't realize, is kind of a little bit chunky, but that's okay. Hi Crafting with Annie. Hi Sarah and Barb. I've had this pan up there. I bought this pan with a different idea in mind and I never did it. And it's been sitting there. I'm like, I'm gonna do something with that. Not sure how I like that really black edge, that really wide edge, but you know, that's how the pan would look if you bought it like enamel, so. Yep, I cannot believe that we've been married 32 years tomorrow. I still feel young and we've been married so long. Okay, probably need to go along the edge on the outside here a little bit. Probably could use a smaller brush. Let me get a smaller brush. Kind of hard to, I want to get it on the side of the light. Time does go by way too fast. I wish life was a little longer. Especially life when your kids are little. Oh my gosh. The baby years and the toddler years go way too fast for me. Especially on your grandchildren because you're not with them all the time, so. Alright. Let's do this side a little bit better. I watched Carter all day yesterday. Oh yeah, I put a post about it. We had a good time. Even after that post, we went to the park, and what else did we do? We played tea party. Alex walked with us to the park. We had a good time. Okay, so that's how it kind of looks. So what we're going to do, so it looks a little too, crisp. So let's take your paintbrush, and I usually just go and see where I found or had spots that don't look that good. So like right here. So just kind of make it look like the enamel had chipped a little bit. I don't know if it looks like, oh, you can't see it. I don't know if it looks that good in real life, or to you guys, but it looks good. The hardest part for me is you don't want it to look too uniform. I'm even going to put some on the sides a little bit. I think the more you add to it, the more it kind of looks like it's real enamel. Kind of scary at first, but I don't want it to look speckled though. Okay. I don't know if that looks good to you guys, but yeah, you hear, oops, I didn't hear that end, did I? No. Okay. And I'm probably going to put some on the inside, but I'm going to wait on that just to see what I think after we do what we're going to do. So we have our little pan that looks like enamelware, right? Although, you know what I should do is I should like sprinkle, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I meant like, maybe like put some black dots all over it. I don't know. So what we're gonna do with this one, we're gonna use some pieces of that, one of the IOD transfers that I've been using. So like this one we're gonna use, and this one goes kind of with that same book. And then I also got something off of a different book. So I'll show you that in a minute. So we're going to put this like right in here. Thought I got it to stick out, but I guess it won't. Your son does the same, does what, I don't know what I'm talking about. What I was talking about with Alex. So I painted this a while ago, so it should go on fairly easily like it is. I think we might have to do some wax on this, just some dark wax, just even though it's supposed to be like enamel, it just looks way too bright for me. Almost got it. Okay, so that looks really cute. Oh yeah, Alex does a lot of giggling. I think I'm going to put a little bit more of this down here. Let's see. How much? Might cut it a little bit more. Okay. I think I might do... I don't know. We're just going to stick it on and see what it looks like. Guess we'll just do it right there. Just wanted a little more space filled up there. Perfect. And just make sure it's set down a little bit, or burnished, I guess they call it. All right, so, okay, so this was just some words that I found off a different transfer book called, it says Catalog of Plants, Seeds, and Bulbs, but I just figured it needed some black in here to, like, you know, to tie in with the black on the edge. So I'm gonna put it kind of over some other stuff. The words always are a little more difficult. Oops. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, can you see it? It looks really good in person. I don't know if you can tell. All right, now I feel like I don't like this bright black. So I wanted to see what it looked like if I just kind of distressed a little bit. Although that's not really how enamel usually looks, but I think that's what I'm gonna do because I like it better. I don't like it so bright. And then we'll probably go over it with some, oh yeah, much better. Try not to get the black all over everything though. That's fine. It still looks like enamel because it just looks like it just wore a little more. Yeah, good choice, Sonia. That's better. Oh yeah, that even makes it look better. Okay. Now I think we'll still go over it with some dark or some wax. That's so cute, but I like it distressed more. I love distress this way. If I don't like it, well, then that's just the way it goes. I'm just gonna use the clear wax. Oh, that's not the clear. But remember, this brush has brown kind of on it already, so I'm just gonna go for it and hope it looks good. Yeah, kind of dull it up a little bit. Yeah, I like that better already. And I haven't even wiped it back, which I didn't bring any paper towels in here, so I'm going to find something to... So I wasn't planning on doing this, although I think I'm going to do it on the other project too. Let me grab some paper towel, just 1 second. Sorry about that. So you just kind of rub it on and then, I mean, you put it on and then you kind of rub it off. You can rub off as much as you want or leave on as much as you want. Yeah, I like that better than the stark white. I'm going to put some on the outside too, just a little, so it blends. If you need it to move a little more, just grab a little more wax and move. I feel like it needs some more down here. I think that looks pretty. Simple, but costs very little. Yeah, you have to buff it off. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but it looks better if you buff it off. But it does like seal it like Mod Podge, but it's not like Mod Podge exactly. So I think that's really cute. I think the back even looks more like enamel than the front, but I think it's be really cute on a shelf. There's that one. What do you guys think? All right, so that's the second thing. So we've made the lemon thing and we made that. Now let's go back. Clean up a little bit so I can move here. Oops, that wasn't garbage. Okay. You keep missing me. All right, so this is what this looks like, and I wanted it to look kind of messy like that, but I still want to sand it even more. Let me get a sanding block that I haven't used before. I don't want it to look freshly painted, so you even have to sand it more than that. If you had an electric sander, that would be ideal. We do have one, but I'm not going to bring it in here for a live because that would probably drive you nuts. You could do the same project and have it painted the whole way if you wanted. I just wanted to do something different, and I saw somebody do this on a cutting board, and I thought that looks pretty. Not painting it all the way. And then distressing it even more. On the edges. So it looks like it's been painted for a long time. Okay, so I'm going to take a wet wipe and clean that off and see what it looks like. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I like the way that looks. And then let's take this one and sand it a little bit too. Sand out my fingerprint that I left in it. What's gonna be the top and what's gonna be the front? Now I'm gonna put this on first. We're gonna make it make this board and a little piece of wood into a cute little shelf. So I'm gonna put this on first, even though I'm gonna do something else, but I wanna be able to know where this is gonna be. And I just realized this board is a little bit warped. So it's not gonna sit perfectly on here. Trying to get it straight. I was gonna try to draw it. Maybe I can use this thing. I never quite know how you do it. never can get it to lay on the board right. Or against the edge. I don't know if that's good or not. I'm just gonna go for it. Let me put some, every time I try to mark it, it never comes out straight anyway, right? But I'm gonna try. It looks pretty straight. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of wood glue and hot glue. Keep it up, make sure it's straight before it sets. Okay. Really hope that's straight. Looks pretty straight. So that's a cute right there, but we're gonna make it even cuter. But literally you can make, I probably should do the edges. Yeah, I'll think about it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the edges real quick. I thought maybe you shouldn't do them because it looks like it's not paint on the sides, but that's just because it wore off, right? So we'll just put less on here too. I'm not doing the back though. All right. I'm gonna let that dry on it before I sand it because I don't want to mess this up too much. It's actually sticking, so I don't want to mess with it, sand too hard, but I will sand that down so it looks better. So I did the sides, the edges. Okay, and this is a cute little shelf, but we're gonna put another transfer on because I've just been loving doing the transfers. And it's a really big one, and it would be easier to put it all at one time, but you know, I want to put this shelf so it would, sticking it on the transfer would not be the best. So we're going to use this one, and we're going to kind of decide where we want to put it, and then we're going to literally cut it. I'm gonna, so, and it's nice because it has lines, so I decided I'm just going to cut on this line right here. This should be okay because I sanded it pretty good, so hopefully it's nice and not gonna come off. You guys are so quiet. All right, so we're gonna put this on here right up to the shelf. Perfect. So we'll just put it down. And then grab our stick. That works pretty good, just to really go hard on it, the little area. And carefully pull it up in case you missed a spot. Perfect. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. We have another piece to put, but I'm just going to show it to you. How cute. I love it how it's not painted on the edges. Alright, before we do the other one, I'm just going to go ahead and sand these a little bit. Those look pretty, I think. Looks like something you'd find in a boutique, I think. And it's just scraps of wood. I think this little piece came from the Dollar Tree, but I had cut it apart. But okay, so there's that. Let's add the little piece I cut off to the bottom. Trying to decide if I want to, because I think I'm going to cut just a little sliver of it off, because that would naturally be behind the shelf, if you know what I mean. We kind of had to do that when we put our tile in our kitchen and we had the shelf. So he's like, do you want it to look like it's cut off and just start it again, or do you... I knew what he was saying. It's hard to explain, but... So that's what we did. Trying to get this so it's as close to the edge as I can. Went over the edge a little bit, I guess. Can't really see what I'm doing now. The transfers are from IOD, so I just Googled in my area where you can buy them. A lot of boutiques sell them, but you can also find them online. So you just have to Google Iron Orchid Designs or IOD Designs, and you might find, you know, I feel like I want a little piece up here at the top, but I don't know what I have around that kind of goes with it. Might just add this little leaf. I feel like I went farther down at the bottom and I kind of want something at the top. This is a little brighter. It's not really the right leaf. Maybe this leaf right here. Yeah. that won't make it go too much higher, but a little bit higher. It's like a little shelf. Somebody asked what I'm making. It's just from a board, 2 pieces of board, and paint, and IOD transfers. So this one, I'm gonna go ahead and use some of that dark, or some of that wax as well. This is just clear wax with a little bit of brown on my brush. It gives a little age. I'm actually getting less on my brush, so I might just, oops, sorry about that loud noise. I might try to add just a tiny bit more. This is the dark wax. I'm just going to kind of put just a little bit on my brush. And I don't care if they mix a little bit. Hopefully this isn't too much. But it's got clear wax in it, so you can brush it off if you want. Or you can take it and use it as an eraser if you get too much of the dark, which I really didn't get much at all. But this, you know, seals it in. I don't really always seal everything, but you're supposed to. Okay, and then just take cloth, dry cloth of some sort, and kind of buff it out. You can see how there's a little gap here on my shelf, but the board I didn't realize was warped, the back board, but that's okay. I still think it looks good. That is a cute thing. All right, so let me get all this junk out of the way here. All right, so we made this, which isn't my favorite thing I've ever made, but it's cute. But we made 3 good. This is really good. And then we made the lemon thing with just paper and Tot Couture. But I wanted to take this and kind of stage it like I normally do. It kind of seals like Mod Podge, but it's softer kind of. I don't know. It's hard to explain. So I thought it would just be cute to see, find some things that you could put on the shelf. Well, I found this little, I got this at Dollar Tree a long time ago. It had a lid on it, but I took it off and just added a little piece of ribbon. But it's just like a little, what do you call it? Mason jar mug, just for decor. I was going to put a few of these in there. I thought that would be cute. And then, because there's red, I have these, I found these somewhere after, I think we were Hobby Lobby, got 4 of them after Christmas. I don't know what you do with them exactly. They're these tiny little tart pans or something. I don't know if they're just for decor or what, but I thought this would be cute to put on here since there's red. Let me see, I kind of want this facing this way, so I'm going to turn my ribbon this way. Okay. I had to go through my house and find very little things. And then here's another little spoon you could put on there. You could add some greenery, you could add whatever, but I just found a few little things that would fit on there. But you have to be careful. I might have to put this here, but I don't like it. I like it to be, well, maybe we'll do it with this in front of that. You could do it lots of different ways, but I didn't want to cover the red flower completely because that's the inspiration, you know, for the red. Yeah, I liked it better this way, but I don't know. It really doesn't matter, but it's cute. Just put some little things on it, or a little cookbook. You could put a thing on the back and make it a really tall cookbook stand too. I think it's really cute. I like it. So cute. You can make very pretty things from a couple pieces of wood and some kind of, you could use decoupage paper, chalk couture, tissue paper, whatever, to put a cute design on it, or you could just leave it plain or stencil or whatever. So that's it. That's all I got for you. So those are our thing. This is cute. It's just not, I don't know if I like the black so thick, but it is cute. I think up on a shelf it would be cute. All right, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.